Mountain Dew GSL Seasonal Regeneration.
I'm feeling weird, Artosis.
Yeah.
One of these two guys is going to get eliminated. soO and Rogue, the most recent IEM Katowice champion versus the world champion from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
What?
And Katowice champion from last year.
Oh, yeah, that too. Yeah.
That would have been smoother. Look at the match scores so far, though. Everything's been a 2-0. There's been a lot of one-sided games, including when these guys previously met.
That's right, but in a rematch, soO's definitely had some time to try to adjust. Also, I think game one with these guys in the ZVZ, I mean, that's going to happen, but I don't think we can really factor that in as any kind of pattern that we're going to see down the road. I mean, Rogue did a cheeky Ling all-in, and soO's Evo chamber was seconds behind where it needed to be, causing his backup sandbagging Evo chambers behind the initial cancel Evo chamber to be late, thus allowing the Lings to come in, and then the game's over. So,
very true.
I mean, I don't think we're going to have, certainly that won't be a factor. I'm more concerned about the way that Rogue looked in game two where he won that as well, where strategically he seemed to be leagues ahead of soO in endgame ZVZ.
Yeah. Well, I liked some of the way that he was trying to play on the Year Zero map. We'll see if he tries any of that again, but Rogue seems pretty unstoppable.
Mountain Dew GSL Seasonal Regeneration. 게임이 시작됩니다. 뉴 리파이언 시 게임 준비 완료. 치보 수 진에어 그린윙스 로그
Attach first on both sides.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah, is he going to do it? He's going to do
Yeah,
three
he
hatch.
is.
Yes, he is. And this is Rogue, by the way.
Yeah. Very, very, very greedy, but it's good in this situation where you're playing against hatch first.
This is telling us that Rogue has definitely got a good read on just the overall way that soO is playing right now.
Yeah. It's
Now, granted, when you win a tournament as big and as recent as IEM Katowice, there's a lot of data out there about you.
Sure, it's certainly true. And in this type of situation, like, this is the way to really wreck people in mirror matchups, is just to be slightly greedier than them.
That's
just
right.
a little bit.
Yes. So just to be completely clear, if you guys aren't sure what this all means, this is better for Rogue, at least on paper. That doesn't mean that soO, especially with a lot of his aggression, and he really is great at getting in there and doing damage all the time. He might have a few tricks up his sleeve, but on paper this should be better for Rogue, as long as Rogue is able to hold off any basic attacks.
Well, there's no real basic attacks that can come anytime soon because of the builds that occurred.
And that's the problem, is that with the pool finishing, and you could get some Lings out a little bit more quickly. As soO, it doesn't matter because the pool is also going to finish in time to defend those Lings that would have come across the map.
Exactly.
So I'm wondering later on here, what kind of special moves can you try to do as soO to come back? Because you can try to just play catch-up, but a lot of times in mirror matchups, that can be considered ill-advised. If your opponent's ahead of you doing one thing, if you try to catch up by just doing the same thing, in theory, you should just be consistently behind.
Yeah, totally. And at this level, you will be. soO has scouted what's going on, and he is immediately going into a layer. And this is on two bases. I think that this is a really, really fine choice, because with the speed of these three hatcheries, if he tried to take a third, that's the type of situation where Rogue can just kind of go mass Ling Bane and break you. So I like the idea so far here from soO.
And this seems to be one of the few options that Zerg have, as soO, I should say, has against this three-hatch play. So this game is, even though it's a mirror matchup, it's forking in two very different directions as far as builds go.
Indeed. So We'll see what he gets with this layer. Like, he already started the +1 Roach attack, so that means no Spire.
And we're getting a lot more Lings being made here for Rogue. He's not slowing down. Ling's speed is about to finish.
Yeah.
Is there any chance, you know, when you see a third, hold on. Okay, he's not gonna run it. When you see the 3-hatch play, all of us will initially say, okay, economically this should be a lead, but there's nothing to stop you from using that 3rd hatch as a production point, Artosis, and to mass up Lings and try to close the game out that way.
Certainly, you're right about that. It's kind of similar to that first game that they played in the last series.
Oh,
Look
my
at this,
God.
he's running around everything.
Spotted over here, though, right in the middle.
Yeah, Roaches are already on the way, and the wall is a lot
soO
quicker.
actually, I just wanted to point this out, he was actually itching his nose as the Lings were spotted.
Oh my
and then
gosh.
immediately slammed his hand down to try to start getting this, you know, the defenses necessary to hold this off.
This is why I always rub numbing cream on my face before I play StarCraft Tasteless. I never want my nose to be itching at important moments.
So it looks to me like there should be enough to hold off pure Lings. He made a Baneling's nest as well, right?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, Rogue did that too. Now, behind this, Rogue is going to drone up, abandoning, at least for now, any attempt to end this game immediately.
Yeah, but
now,
soO is like getting his +1 in his speed and just making Roaches. So when he moves out, he 2-shots Lings.
But the thing is, he might be able, a Rogue might be able to actually try to run into his main and kill stuff that way. I mean, the Roaches are certainly nowhere near as fast as Speedlings.
Well, you're certainly right, they're not, but
The only problem is the Roaches
big
themselves
threat.
are so strong. Okay, here we go. He's going to move out. The Lings, are they going to try to loop back around and go up north? Or are they going to go back home and help defend? soO's going to rotate down here, taking the center right, giving that drone some cover. But look at this. Rogue's already going to come around and try to snipe this. This is keeping soO's Roaches back at home.
Yeah, it certainly is.
But really good movement on the map here from soO. He's slowly navigating these Lings towards the center of the map now. And that's all about breaking off chunks of the Roaches and coming in at different angles where the Lings don't have an escape route. Now behind this, Rogue is massing up Roaches of his own.
Well, you definitely do have to get in that. You can't be playing Ling against Roach in this type of situation. That +1 is absolutely going to murder you. So a lot of Roaches moving across the map right now. I don't think that he can do any substantial damage as +1 and Roach speed are both going to finish here for Rogue. Rogue, of course, has been up 8 to 9 drones for quite some time now. Just barely down in Roaches. Overall, I've just kind of preferred Rogue's builds a lot of these games.
Yeah, he definitely seems to have a better approach to the matchup. By the way, the Lings once again keeping soO on the defense. soO's going to fork out in 3 different directions to try to intercept these Roaches, or I'm sorry, these Lings as they come around.
That kills a decent amount as they run by. I love how he just continually combs the map. Just kind of moving his units through every which way, catching any units that might be stray over there.
Now, Rogue is up in 9 workers right now. And with Roaches of his own, he might want to try to come out here and pick a fight. The Lings, in this case, are there to tank against the Roaches. And I think Rogue is going to back up for a little bit here and maybe regroup. Yeah, I guess it wouldn't make too much sense to try to attack him just yet.
You can't attack yet. Like, he's had the hatchery a little bit longer. He's had more drones for longer. So the longer the game goes on, the better it should get for him in many ways, aside from the quicker upgrade that soO has.
Okay, more and more Roaches. We're getting very close to maxing out now, as both these guys have been fantastic at spending all their money. We do not have a 4th base being taken just yet, but we should be getting close to that as the 2 players do max out.
So what tech are we going to be seeing here next? A lot of the times, again, you'll see Rogue go into that lurker tech, really prefers them.
Nice, didn't kill that queen.
Oh, that was close though.
So when you start to max out, you definitely want to try to get a better position Roach-wise, so you can try to counterattack at various locations. And it looks like in this case it's going to be soO that's going to have that initiative. Now don't forget that last time we had a game that went this late, soO also got in that position. Rogue held off everything and then went into Nidus play, but we're having a little bit of a different tech setup. This is, whoa, 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 whoa. That's like the worst. That's a very bad angle.
Well,
upgrades or no.
If all your units are attacking, you can still kind of make it work. He does have the +2, but it feels like we're too close to Rogue's base for this to work.
Yeah. I mean, well, upgrades are not everything. I mean, this angle, there were way more Roaches here for Rogue, just doing so much more damage. Rogue making this look like child's play as soO supply plummets below 100.
Yeah, it seems like just the way that soO has been playing this, he's just always kind of fighting with less. He's getting his hatcheries a little bit slower. He's focusing on like 2 base, roach speed, and +1. We saw that also in the Year Zero game, and Rogue is just sitting back with a slight advantage in every way.
Okay, more roaches are coming up here. Did soO really bungle this game? I'm starting to think that he did as these roaches continue to dive in. Queens with Transfuse are not going to be enough, and that's it, GG. Rogue has now had his 3rd win in a row against soO.
Yeah, it's a big deal, and soO right now, he is on the brink of elimination. He just won IEM. Definitely wants to get to that round of 8. He almost never loses once he gets that far. But Rogue, of course, just a monstrous Zerg. Basically the best Zerg in Korea for years now.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, Rogue seems to really have soO's numbers here.
Just all of them. As his
Although I think that attack there from soO, I mean, anybody with basic StarCraft experience looks at that and says, okay, you are, even with +2 attack,
yeah,
this angle is horrible. It's particularly Roach versus Roach. Roaches don't have a lot of range, so if you end up with a weird angle where a bunch of your roaches are running around in the back while they've got an arc doing damage to you all over the place, you're just not having a good exchange.
Certainly, you got to make sure your roaches are attacking. And the thing is, he was too close to the base of Rogue. Even if you start to win, the next round of roaches hits so quickly that there's no way in that close to numbers.
It's boat time, Artosis.
Oh my God!
Time to
hey
take
everybody,
to the seas.
Bet your goats ready. It's time.
It's so lame. Okay, game 2's up. Let's go.
GSL 시즌1 리제너레이션 게임이 시작됩니다.
I want the comeback, Artosis.
Do you?
I want it bad.
게임 준비 완료.
Just for the sake of sameness, I just want 2-0. All straight down, all 5-2-0 say.
That will satisfy my OCD.
진에어 그린윙스 로그.
And now we wait.
A lot of tension here. We do have the players' faces on the big screen here. So people in the studio can kind of watch them and see them react as the games go on. But there is a kind of a feeling of tension here for both of these guys. I mean, this is the first season of GSL Code S this year here in 2019.
Yeah.
We did have a late start, so, you know, things in Korea, it took a little while to get things going. Of course, you know, it being close to the new year, all these players really making resolutions. They want to do well in tournaments. They want to perform. soO coming off of that high of being the victor at IEM. And Rogue, after having, you know, a lot of success in the past here, winning IEMs, winning world championships, just performing well overall and at periods of time being regarded as the best player. Both these guys really want to do well here in this GSL Code S.
Yeah.
That would be rough for soO to, after becoming a champion and after breaking down that barrier, he then gets eliminated in the round of 16. And of course for Rogue, he doesn't want to fade into irrelevance.
No.
You know, he was such a center figure, such a spotlight figure in StarCraft 2 for so long. Obviously, he wants to make sure he can continue to have that reign of dominance. But right now, soO stands in his path.
You know, realistically, there's probably only 4 or 5 names you should really consider as contenders for the World Championship this year, right? It's like
name them.
Maru TY, Serral Rogue, Stats.
And then SOS is just kind of always there.
Well, he's always that wild card, of
He's
course.
always that guy that's, you know, he did eliminate Maru.
He gets the right
World
bracket
Championships.
run. If he makes it there. But yeah, you know, he's on the short list of players where you're like, yeah, no, these are like the absolute top tier players. So if you lose in this round of GSL, like first off, you got to keep on making points to get further, right? Like you need to actually just straight up make it to the World Championship. That's so important. Definitely more important here for Rogue, I would say, than for soO.
So we have for Rogue here, Roach Warren, as well as armor coming here.
Yeah,
and we just now have the armor upgrade coming here for soO as well, as Ling Speed's about to finish.
That's really interesting that soO
Yeah.
goes for the carapace as well. But Rogue, I feel like, is faking right now with that Roach Horn out in the front. It really seems like a fake to me. I think he's just going to mass Lings.
I think you might be right. Now, this is a trick that a lot of players will use. It's actually a fairly old trick from StarCraft 1 that Zergs would use. You could do it with other races, but it was most common with Zerg. Is like you put a certain tech building out in the front to make it look like it's part of a wall. And of course, the way that the RTS brain is hardwired as you're scouting, as you see the building, you think, okay, it's a wall, but it's also, in this case, a Roach Warren.
Yeah,
Roach Warrens mean Roach tech. It doesn't cost you that much to make the Roach Warren, but dealing and prepping for a Roach attack versus a Ling attack is pretty huge. And these are techniques that only work when you have two really smart players playing against each other. If you're against some brain-dead guy in a lower league and he just sees a Roach, he might not even pay attention to what your buildings are.
It's very true.
Yeah.
In fact, that happens at all levels. Sometimes we see people completely disregard what they scout. It's a hard game. Okay, so a lot of Lings being made. +1 carapace is done for soO. This is, or Rogue rather, sorry. This is exactly the moment that he must attack on. Now there is a counter coming in, but the +1 carapace helps so much in Ling versus Ling.
Okay, we see that those Lings coming around now. Two Queens coming down here to try to help defend along with us. A third one just in the back.
Yeah, good trade so far here. And Rogue just doing a great job.
He's murdering on every front, Artosis. The Queens are going down. Now these Roaches and the other Queen are getting surrounded. And there's going to be more Lings here to reinforce.
A lot of Lings being created right now by soO as well. He is about to have his +1 carapace, so that will help out. Similar drone counts at the moment. Third hatch is done for soO. Hey, you know what? I think he's through the rough of it. Like, he's actually going to be able to macro up a hell of a lot of units from here, and he's got the same upgrades.
Okay, soO beginning to chase these Lings away. Now, killing the Queens and the Roaches is not bad, but ideally you would have wanted to kill the hatchery or some drones more so.
Yeah, that was more what he was looking for, but, you know, enough units came down. He was forced to fight against them. Okay, this counterattack on that third base.
Very important here that he could try to take this hatchery out. You can see Rogue doesn't quite have enough. He's trying to come down here, fish some of the army away. That forces soO to reposition for a possible better arc. The Queens, of course, with the range projectiles can do a little bit of extra damage. And from here, Rogue is trying to eke out just a few additional Roaches.
Yeah, he has that +1 on the way as well. Getting that Roach speed much quicker than soO is. It seems like soO just continually making these units is going to want to just do a big attack.
Yeah, it does seem like that, doesn't it? More Roaches coming out here. We have Ravagers as well here for Rogue. Rogue initially was really putting on a good amount of pressure, but it seems like soO was able to stabilize. Now keep in mind, it's 35 workers for soO to the 48 here for Rogue. That's a pretty substantial difference.
All right, moving forward right now. Getting ready for this attack.
soO needs this attack to work, and the hatchery is already at half health. One spine crawler being made just at the back north of the hatch.
soO has a lot of supply right now. Look at that, 13 drone advantage for Rogue. If Rogue can hold on against this attack, he should be able to take this game pretty easily. Vials go down, but he does do a reasonable split against it.
Oh, I don't know about this, Artosis. More Lings are coming down. We see those Roaches over there beginning to take some more damage. Some good dodges there on the corrosive Vials.
Yeah, more and more units coming in, but with the Queens, with the Spine, and with this Defender's advantage, it doesn't seem like soO is going to be able to break through.
You can see soO's just barely trying to crack this, but so far that Spine is still there. One corrosive Vial does take it out. There's another Spine north above the stairs over here, but it seems like already Rogue just has too much.
Yeah, Rogue has a ton here and a big drone advantage right now, as well as the army advantage, as well as the upgrade advantage. GG.
Rogue did it.
Wow.
Rogue undefeated against soO.
Rogue did quite a cheer when he won that, I saw.
In the time it took for soO to win IEM and then come back and play in his round of 16 group, Rogue has already engineered several different builds, several different styles that he knew would automatically counter soO. Rogue clearly the better CBC player.
Yeah, he did fantastically here tonight. 4-0 against soO. You cannot scoff at that. Very, very well played. It was such a strange group for being a group of death. All 5 matches 2-0s.
Yeah.
And everyone looking quite better than their opponents, which doesn't really compute in my mind when you put these players together.
So weird. Well, we're going to be seeing more of soO in the future, but today is Rogue's day. I mean, this is a tough group.
Yeah.
We are now going to go to an interview with Rogue. Gary will be asking him some questions as Brian translates it for us. So we're going to see how he's feeling now that he is the 4th player to move on to the round of 8 in the GSL.
All right, it's the first serve in the quarterfinals. This is his 8th quarterfinals in GSL. Rogue, congratulations.
네, 자 이렇게 8강에 합류하게 됐습니다.
You
먼저
finally made it to the
소감 부탁드려볼게요.
quarterfinals. How do you feel?
제가 IM 때 되게 자신 있었는데
I was very confident going into
빨리
Katowice,
탈락을
but
해버려서
I made an early exit,
너무
so
멘탈이 나갔었어요. 그래서
my mentality
한국
completely
오자마자 GSL
collapsed.
때 꼭 올라가고
And as soon as
싶은
I arrived in
생각이 너무
Korea,
많이 들어가지고
the only desire I had is to do well in
열심히
GSL
연습한
and
것 같은데 잘
advance
돼서
through the
너무
groups
좋아요.
today.
네, 오늘
which I did,
경기력으로
so
정말
I'm
잘
very
드러난
happy
것
about it.
같습니다. 어윤수 선수에게 4대0 승리.
So you gave a 4-0 shutout to soO today by encountering him twice. Although you were ahead in the head-to-head versus soO, however, soO was on his biggest momentum by winning IEM Katowice. How was today's CBC versus soO?
방송 때 하면은 되게 힘든데
No, it's very arduous to play against soO, especially in televised matches.
와서 그래도 많이 또 우승을 하면은 또 마음이 또
I think
돼가지고
his emotions got kind of slacked
제가 잘 준비해서
after winning the huge tournament, so I think I was able to capitalize that.
상대를 저격하기 위한 그런 모습도 보여주셨는데
You showcase a lot of sniping builds using links.
남으시겠네요.
I guess you were very disappointed about the winners match versus TY. Which points were very disappointing in that match?
제 상대로 하는 테란들이 좀 배불리는 플레이를
No,
좋아하는
a
것
lot of
같아서
the Terran players that I face against play very
생각을
greedy.
많이 하는데
So I had a lot of thoughts in my mind. However, I couldn't come up with a great game plan.
연습을 하고 있거든요. 근데
So
마지막에
when I practice, I just put the premise that I just let the Terrans do whatever they want and get greedy, and I can still beat them.
좀더 보완을 해야 될 것 같아요.
But I think things didn't really work out today versus TY. So I need to come up with a better game plan in the future.
김유진 선수에게 레드에서 만나 응원을 받았다고요.
We heard that you got a cheer from SOS in the ladder between your matches.
응원인지 멘탈을 더 나가게 하려고.
Not sure if it was really a support or
유진 형이
he just wanted to pile on my mental destruction because he just came in with Adept and Oracles and just destroyed me.
C조의 1위 진출자와
So now you will be facing the winner of Group C in the quarterfinals.
선수들도 엄청나네요.
We have very extraordinary players there with 3 Protosses and 1 Terran, which are classic, trap, innovation, and SOS.
혹시 누구 만나고 싶으세요?
Who do you want to encounter the most?
저희 팀원만 빼면은 항상 말했듯이 팀원만 빼면
As I've always mentioned,
팀원들이랑
I don't care
있다고
whoever I
생각을
face
항상
as long as
하고
they aren't
있어요.
my
실력에도 자신
teammates.
있기 때문에
I'm confident about my skill level thus far.
신영이 형이 올라와서 팬분들도 저랑 신영
No,
형이 하는
if I
거
were
재밌었기
to
때문에
pick one in
신영 형이 올라와서
particular,
아,
I
그래요?
want
저는
innovation so we can provide great games to the fans.
김도 선수도 떠오르실 것 같았는데.
No, maybe
그런
classic
생각은
could have been in your mind as well. How do you think about classic?
로 형은 제가 좀 너무 쉽게 이길 수 있을 것 같아요.
I think classic will be just too easy for me, so I don't want an easy hurdle in my way.
있을 만한 경기를 하고 싶어서
I really want to satisfy the fans, so
여유가 넘치는
I want
이병렬
innovation
선수
on my
자신감을
plate.
드러냈습니다. 자, 오늘 팬들도 굉장히 많이 오셨죠?
There are a lot of fans in the studio today, so
마지막으로
and you
팬들에게
were
한마디
able to
들어볼게요.
showcase by advancing to the quarterfinals. So any last words to the fans?
치시고 응원 와주셔서 너무 감사드리고
Grateful to the fact that all the fans came here, even though it's a weekend.
이번에는 진짜 항상 열심히 한다고는 하지만 이번에
No, I've always consistently said that I'm practicing my butt off, but
준비 잘해서
I'm going to grind even harder.
하겠습니다.
And I'll
네,
break
그동안
that
이루지
barrier
못했던
of
그
quarterfinals and
사강권
head to the
이번에는 꼭
semifinals.
이루시길 바라겠습니다.
We
다시
hope
한번
you
이병렬
achieve your
선수에게
dream.
뜨거운 박수
And
부탁드립니다.
give a warm applause to Rogue.
네, 지금까지 2위
That'll
진출자
be it for the interview.
이병렬 선수
Back to,
만나봤는데요.
Tasteless
오늘
on
경기 최종
Artosis.
정리
Thank you,
화면으로
Brian. Good
정리해보시죠.
job. That does it for today, guys. It was a little bit, well, definitely shorter than last night.
Yeah.
Last night was crazy long. I gotta say, it's too bad that soO didn't perform better, but it just seems like Rogue's got a really good grasp on ZVZ right now.
Certainly.
Of course, TY advancing. I think TY being by far the most impressive out of everybody that we've seen so far.
He's looking downright scary. This whole round of 8 as well, looking very, very strong, and Bunny is there too.
Yeah, Bunny advanced.
Which is exciting. He's been playing well. But look at that.
So this is what we have so far. Bunny, Rogue, Maru, and TY.
Jeez.
Now we're going
Last season's finals is going to happen in the round of 4.
So crazy. Now we're going to have about a week off for StarCraft 2 here in Korea.
That's right. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
No, you're right. You're right. WESG is coming up, so we are not going to be having any StarCraft 2 till it's over.
That's right. So Group C is going to be on the 20th here. It's going to be Classic, Trap, Innovation, and SOS.
Yes, quite a group indeed. See if Innovation can get out of that pit of despair. My God, what a group.
Yeah, really. We will also have the ASL 3rd place, 4th place matches tomorrow. And that'll be at 7 p.m.
That's right.
KST.
That's right. Definitely tune into that. It's going to be fantastic. That is going to be effort going up against Rain. Can't really ask for a better match than that.
And as we wrap up the round of 16 the following week, by the way, we're back onto a normal schedule here.
Yes.
Of our usual Wednesday nights, Saturday afternoons. We just had so much StarCraft we had to power through. We had to plow through.
Indeed.
In order to kind of catch back up schedule-wise.
Now, don't forget, if you are in the studio, we are about to do a raffle. It's got some great gifts, including a photo album of the top 16 players. So that is a very rare and new thing that we have.
Yes.
Give it away. So
very rare. I don't know if it's the newest thing that's ever been done.
Get
but
your tickets ready. It's a raffle.
So yeah, definitely stay
Raffle
inside.
Alexander. Oh my God. I'm so tired.
Yeah, I was pretty tired today too, man. I did not sleep that well. We had a super late night last night for the Friday night cast. We had to hurry home and then wake up early and come down here. But look, the games are great, even if our casting was a little bit lackluster. We will see you guys next week. Do not miss out on the 3rd place, 4th place match tomorrow for the ASL. We love you. Have a good morning, afternoon, or night, wherever you are.
This is my world.
Let's make it count.
I must practice tolerance.
GSL settlement. Regeneration.